Well,
But if they get called to hold a position, oh yes, so Sean, I no problem because now it will add something to their resume and they'll
yeah,
gladly take.
yeah, but you see the point. At the end of the day,
Mm,
most people who are educated are trained to look for the money,
mm,
right? So to make a commitment to your community and to develop your community and to develop the community resources is not a priority. They
right,
are
no,
and to think
yes,
selfishly and to function
right, right.
selfishly.
And this is what I'm saying. Where we now still online with the SAE fire. Now I just put the kingmakers, let it put that those are the influential people in society. Because if you were to run for any government office, they want to see who is your recommender. So you have to look at some prominent politician to say no here, or some member of the judicial system or the law, or somebody from our university to give you some letter of recommendation. And then they will say, right, okay, we go recognize you. Anytime I put in a resume, I just tell people, I just try to always put it that I'm simple. I ain't care for your job. I ain't care for your position. You say I have to be a resume. When I bring that and talk, it's two different people you're seeing. Right? So it's us to, and one of the things in terms of we take leadership, we have never set our agendas what should qualify one to be a leader within our community.
Well, I think the SAIFA did that and it did it quite resoundingly
Yeah.
clear. I think
No,
good character.
right. The SAE for about talking us as a society, are talking us, the people in Trinidad and Tobago that are practitioners of the tradition. And this is why a lot of elders, I will say it, Baba Melo saying, a lot of the elders do not want to even set an agenda what will make a person qualify for leadership because they may not even be qualified themselves, so they rather not do that which is necessary. And you find that we will always be trying to come together with leaders because first we have to, all right, they are leaders for community and they are leaders for the priesthood. Don't mix the two, but still establish because the two still have to work because once we say Ifarisha, once we say we follow in tradition, the leadership and the religion, the church, the spirituality and the culture have to work together. You can't have a king and he don't have advisor from the gods to advise the king. You can't have a president and he's not taking advice on the spiritual aspect of the decision we are going to make. So there's always will have to have that meshing of the spiritual and the political. Because that is what will now help the society, the social growth, the social development of the community to take place. But we just always have it where we're trying to formulate ahead and then now the priest is looking at the politicians and the politicians watching at the priest and everybody is questioning their ability to join in. Who qualified? Are you initiated? Hello, I didn't come here to be a master priest. I came here to be a leader in our community. Even if you want to put me as a driver in the council of the leadership, I the driver. Okay, I will drive and carry everybody. Who have to go where? Meeting is where? Okay, let me go. But don't always put it that to be a leader, you have to be a priest because, hey, there are people kidnapping African children. Oh, no, are they initiated? No, they're not. I don't think so. Okay, well, we don't have, hello, people kidnapping African we supposed to already have our security and people looking at what is taking place here. So as a priest, they will study, are they initiated? No, hello, their skin is black. We have an economic issue. We have to look at first our people. Our people is always last in the block. When they share, okay, the government is supporting churches and things, and when they go through the list, the last list, and they can barely make out who it is, they slip in Orisa somewhere, and you put in two names that you don't even know who the hell it is. But you're sure you're seeing everybody else called out in his full regalia, number, address, so. And then they slip in two names at two Orisa shrines. That even if they got the money.
Yeah, well, I actually think that happened recently since the COVID thing when they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
giving money to the religious organization. They said they didn't have a contact for the Orisha community.
No,
The
no. What I said, they fit in two names. They fit in two names. But what I'm saying, you call names, you call groups, you identify churches. You understand? You can call what is doing with field, and field will be working with how much mass and how much thing with this one and that one you identify. Our society is always just fitting for a comfort zone to say, well, them people, let's just fit them in. So somebody, by the time they asking which Orisa group is that, and if they get money, everybody go forget money pass or some way. Because we don't have a leadership that comes out of that church, that religious concept that, okay, no, well, you know, we cannot rock the boat because, you know, we suppose, hello, it are people for the church business, there are people for the religious aspect, but you also have people for other issues that affect our community's affairs. This is why I just try to tell some of the elders, yes, elders, it's nice to see all they going out there trying to do farm project, but why all they don't have young ones there with all there? And we have so much unemployed youths. Somebody's offering me 12 goats for $30,000. I start to say, where, who could I get that? And I said, nah, boy, let me tell you, no, get somebody else. Because where, yes, if we get it, we have to sustain it. Where is our community support group to deal with economic and financial affairs to assist people in bringing out projects? We should have our own farms. Yes, that's a good idea. We should have our own grocery. Yeah, wow. How are we going to economically finance it? How are we going to sustain it that it survive? These are the things we have to our leaders discussing and getting together as leaders to make sure that, hey, if I'm going to make contact with international bodies to support us and they decide to come down, where are we going to host them to have a serious meeting? Should I come to your house or they come to my house? Why are we not investing in places where we can say, hey, this is where our offices, this is where our admin, this is where we'll put all our records. We have received land from government. Okay, we have a room of archives. There, the vault inside there, put the deeds inside there. We have leaders who just trying to lead the church and basically they can't even evangelize the tradition of Ifa. Every day people is coming for me to initiate. Because why? They can't find, no, it have somebody inside. Really? I didn't know. It has somebody down Separia, you know. Really? I didn't know. How I know? So when they evangelizing the words of Ifa, they don't go nowhere and spread the gospel of Ifa. You only hear me hearing, but they say I'm not qualified, you know. You understand? I shouldn't be teaching Ifa. Well, according to religion, yes, die for a priest. But as a devotee, just as the Christian like to tell you how sweet the name of Jesus is, I love to tell people how sweet the words of Ifa is. So wherever I go, I boast of my connection to Ifa. So when people want to, hey, that song, you know, I never knew of those things. Well, come and sit down with me and we'll talk. And then that is the initiation. They have initiated now because they now initiated here a different perspective of life.
So let me ask a question. So so what is the qualification to teach Ifa?
According to you, according to them. that way.
What is the qualification? Because here what?
People mix up.
I've heard titled individuals speak on Ifa. And I've heard untitled individuals speak on Ifa. And the person who was clearer to me, who indicated that they understood what they were speaking of, in many instances, were not the persons who were titled.
Well, we go back.
I'd like to know on that basis, who determines who is qualified and who is not qualified to teach Ifa?
All right. Well, that's the manifestation of what you just read in the essay Ifa. The person who had title, they had the money to pay to get the titleship. Right? But and this is a problem in our society. We have no, other set people, nobody could tell me if I could do, if I cannot do, firstly, because at the end of the day, Yes, I can respect somebody if they have practiced a priesthood, but there's no priesthood really. You are just a priest in your circle, because if there's no collective priest body, if
Baba,
there's no council,
Baba,
yeah,
Baba,
uh,
Baba. And I'm going to ask you a question that I've asked several
yeah.
titled readers, and I would like you to try to address it for me.
All right, that was it.
We talk about initiated individuals who have been able to travel and to go abroad and do their initiation and receive titles.
Mm.
So my question was, and still remains, so what if a person who born in the diaspora, who wasn't privileged enough to do a sentai,
Mm.
however, this individual might be an ancestor returning
Mm.
and come into this IA here to be a priest again.
Yeah.
If that person was never initiated, therefore
Never
that,
initiate.
that person ain't supposed to function to fulfill the destiny would have come here to do.
Mm.
What is to become of such a person?
All right. Well, was anybody who say they are initiated priest or they can initiate, they supposed to hold a person initiate them one time. All right. That is one of the things that should be done. Now, it is saying, now the person who would already come with their concept or on internal divine understanding of Ifa, I think this is what they use the term Awo Mimo. All right. Those who are divinely gifted. Um, they should be initiated. When I say they should be initiated, that don't take away that the gift can only be qualified, But in terms of giving them the support, giving them the necessary recognition, and make sure preserving that which we preach, because we always preach that the ancestor comes again to reincarnate and you understand, make a contribution in the physical life through born and through their ancestry back into the world. So in terms of Israelis, how do we really live the words of Ifa? How do you really you cannot preach something and it is not cannot be lived and expressed in a life. That's why I think maybe I does have a easier way of connecting with people with Ifa, because at the end of the day, when I say something, you're seeing it in action. When you see it in action, I can refer you back to the Odu that speak of this is what it is speaking of. So it's not that we walk by faith and not by sight, but we walk by both faith and sight, because everything that we believe and have faith in, when we do it, because why would I take herbs and wash it and say I wash your head and you are now have connection with your Ori? And I'm supposed to then tell you, well, no, you're thinking now, you're not supposed to think. You have to listen to what I say. You have to come for the vision for mental. Your Ori, now your Ori can't talk to you. But this is why I connect you to your Ori. Your Ori is your present. What I say, your authority of God or God representative of life in your life is your Ori. My Ori is God representative in my life. But if I'm out of line or don't have that concept within my brain or understanding, and I go through the Ibori ceremony and they teach me the importance of Ori, how to connect with my Ori, my Iwaju, my third eye, connect with that crown chakra, the Atare. When confused, rub my you know that I said, issue my shem, you are telling me when they say that to rub the behind the neck, Ipako. Issue my shame you. I say you never find you confused and start to rub here, and then after some toe that's coming in here, they start to scratch and wait now. You know, so because you know actually issue don't confuse me. So you should now release that blockage from you seeing that divine answer to your question, and you start to know wait now, you start to think. Everybody has issue. Everybody has the crown chakra. Everybody has the third eye. If I were to force my third eye vision to you, then I'm committing one of the greatest sin. Thou shalt have no other God besides me. So why should I want to make you worship me when I supposed to be teaching you as well? Have no other God besides you within yourself. Find your Ori, let your Ori and your Ori work together, and let your essay take you where your destiny is supposed to fulfill. That is Ifa.
Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Understand?
But you
It
know,
is not who.
many among the initiated wouldn't quite
Uh,
agree with you because you're talking things that you had no business talking because you're not qualified to make
uh,
them a
well,
statement.
well, let's say who gave Carnegie is Carnegie. They say this big Harvard. Who gave Harvard a certificate that you have to go to Harvard to get a certificate from Harvard? Yes, sir. He didn't have no degree, but he had to go to Harvard University to get the degree in doctorate or get a doctorate degree in law. And Harvard they are known for himself. Who Akoda was initiated by Urmila. Asheda was initiated by Akoda. But who initiated Urmila? You understand? But yet we all honor Urmila. Who initiated he? Nobody initiated. But I the master of us all. So it come out, yes, in terms of being part of the community. Now I just say every human being should have that initiation to find their self. It don't necessarily have to be an IFA initiation, but initiation supposed to find yourself. I was telling is a Shouter Baptist fella. I said you should learn IFA and understand the concepts of Ori in IFA, because when you do that morning, you are still doing the boy, you're connecting with the person's Ori. But if you don't have the understanding of bringing the person to find itself, that way everybody, when they come out, they want to be a Hindu, they want to be a Chinese, they want to be this, and they never want to build itself. Because yes, it's not that his ritual is wrong, but the ritual is not getting people to find itself. And that really was the original concept of the Mona room. They call it Mona room, but it was the inner temple, the inner hall, or the inner chamber. You're going into that inner chamber. That inner chamber represents you coming into your inner self. You're finding yourself. You understand? That
Yeah,
is not. But remember, religion. People start to take religious position and they want to maintain their membership and build a growth. So I point you, I supposed to rule you. Just as how they say, I initiate you, I supposed to rule you. So it's not about building the community, but it's about building membership. I just tell all my students, all who does come around me, hey, I don't want no followers. I don't want when I reach 60 and I have no teeth in my eyes trying to still stand up on an altar and still carry a service or do prayers. No, no, no. Next year, if I say next year, I supposed to be my retirement year from even traditional work. Because if we take all this year and next year and has not made something solid in the tradition, why should I go next 5 years trying to make something that people just naturally don't want? You understand? It's something I would passionate to see. But if the people you're working for is not even making an effort to find that, to make real that which is the real essence of us moving forward, finding that divine space in our life. Let me find it for myself. Yes, I always tell people when I used to now study, look at any spiritual or any divine story, it always someone climbing over mountains, climbing through seas, going all about the place to find some old man sitting on a tree or sitting by a mountain cave or sitting on top of a mountain, and then you go and ask you, what is the secret of life, Guru? And here you don't even have to do all that. You just come across the road or you walk up the street or you take a taxi and you come on the road and say, but what is the meaning of life? And we can tell you, okay, look in Ifa. Look in the tradition. Connect with your ancestors. Connect with your Ori. Find that balance within yourself and go out in your nature, right in your space, your own backyard, and you can find all the healing that you may need in your life. This is what we're offering. And if people don't want that, what? You understand? And
fully.
then not the young ones who want it is if those who supposed to be the ones who supposed to be sit down just shake the shake and bless you. Them don't want that. Truthfulness or Tito or Dodo. You understand? Be truthful, be righteous. That you all have to. I cannot lead the people because I tried. I failed. Let me be truthful. Let me be righteous. I see some young brothers, I see some young sisters. They're trying. Let me bless them that they could carry on the mantle. That even before I close my eyes in death, I could see, yes, the dream came to a reality. So when I go into the realms of heaven, I could see all the other elders that walked before, that I walked with, trying to make this happen. I could tell them the story when I go. I was there to witness the Christ. You understand? They don't understand that. You were there to witness the manifestation of the Christ. Let me just put it that way. That you could go and tell all those who long journey, wishing to see it, while they were on earth, that couldn't, you could go and tell them to know. I bless them that they should come make it a reality. I tried as well. Jeffrey Bedu tried. Baba Ford tried. Ian Rodney tried. Sam Phil tried. You could keep calling name going on and they tried. This one tried. Isaac Lindsay, he tried. You could call real names. Some of my family names, well, Uncle Primus, well, he said, boy, these damn people, me a time again with them now. Because he tried. He writing all kind of thing on papers, he writing books, he have things helping people build church. He tried. Till he get fed up, but he passed. His sister Annie. Next is a very, all of them is my family. And they tried. They reach mother, they reach bishop, they reach this, they do that, they grandmaster. They tried. And they passed. And they left elders who sat with them, you know. They left elders who had meetings with them, you know. They left elders who was there planted the plan and planning about what we want to see the future is for our tradition. And some of them are still here. And they're the ones just they don't want to just do so. Yes, I give a little blessing. I can't make it. You understand? I travel long. Let me allow all here. But while I'm alive, I can say, so when the bell toll and we're ready to celebrate, they could sit down in the seat of authority because we have to still put you on a seat of authority as a great elder. They saying that, you know. Oh, I want to be in charge. No, you don't need to be in charge. But if it comes, you will still be sitting on the high throne because we have to respect all their senior elders. Why all they're not seeing it? They can't, they no longer have good, clear visions. But as the Bible says, what old men see dreams and young men see visions and some kind of thing. But this is what the big picture they're supposed to see. Their contribution in terms of opening the avenue to make the dream a reality is now in the younger generations. I just tell people I'm 50 plus, so I know I'm already going out of it. So I push in young ones, come and learn, you know. Come and learn, because next 2 years, me and others say, I don't want to be trying to talk with no false teeth in my mouth, and I want to be talking with no teeth in my mouth. So while I have it, I'm talking. So when that time reach, let me sit back in a hammock and rock or a rocking chair and listen all they talk. Listen all and see the prosperity of the world. And there's the vision where you have. Because this is what we have to initiate people to. When I initiate them, I say I initiating all that all they could be leaders in society. Me initiating no way to be no follower. Come and learn, understand, you ask questions, don't afraid to ask. If it sounds ridiculous, still ask a question. You understand?
Yeah.
And this is how we have to carry it.
All right, Bob. We already do an hour and 13 minutes, but I didn't stop here.
All right.
So you could close off now and we'll talk after.
All right. So it is terms of all we are saying to the viewers is that there is an importance of initiating, but you're not initiating just to join something, but initiating that you could put yourself in proper alignment to fulfill your destiny. Know the purpose that you are here, what you came on this world in this time of the world, this time of dispensation, to contribute to bring about a better society. You have your children, bring them and initiate them. Learn the pathway of your children. You're getting married, find out the destination of your partner so all you can know how we can measure our destiny, that we can have a good, long, fruitful marriage. Initiation is not just about joining the tradition, but it's about finding yourself and helping yourself to walk a good life with the guidance of the words of God that we use, that we call Ifa. Say Aboro, Aboye, Aboshishe.
Bora, boy.
Agbato, Iwo, Iwo, Fun.